Okay, let's go. Torah Or Yosef, page Chavtes, first column. Okay, we started yesterday the new Maamar. The Rebbe asked why but Chanukah is different, that they made them nest over the candles that we don't find by any other miracle. The Rebbe starts explaining that there's Rabbi, which was the last one to be lit, the first one to be lit. And he says that the 7 branches of a Menorah correspond with the 7 types of Yidden, and they have to be Mavad, and that's through the level of Chokhmah. And we bring down the level of Chokhmah into all 7 levels. And like he said, that's the level of Yaakov Yud Okev, holding on to Asa, meaning holding down to limit the power of evil in the world, because the Avodah of Yaakov is to elevate the level of Asa. Okay? So he says like this. Okay, we'll start 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 lines in the bottom of the first column. So the Rebbe said these few lines we learned. It says, when he lights the Menorah in the evening, he does the Keteiros. The same thing. Like it says, when he cleans out the Neiros, he also brings the Keteiros. First he lights and then he brings the Keteiros. The same thing by Baker in the morning. First he cleans the Menorah and then the Keteiros, which means that the Avodah of the Menorah, whatever the Avodah of the Menorah is, comes before the Keteiros. To understand, because like we learned a million times, the Avodah of the Mishkan and Beis Hamikdash is a personal Avodah. So there's a Menorah in us, a Mizbeach in us, Keteiros, everything is within us. So he says, to understand the Avodah of the Keteiros after the level of the Menorah, he already explained before, the Rebbe says, we explained before what's the union of the Menorah. Inyan Allah Samidas, the elevation of the Midas. Meaning we learned it before. There's Kedusha, the Rebbe explained at the beginning of the Maamar, right? There's Kedusha, there's evil. The evil sustains itself from Kedusha. The purpose is that the Kedusha should elevate the evil and bring the evil back to the level of Kedusha. And like we learned in other Maamars, through that, it becomes greater than it was even before. So he says, what is it that the laws of Midas that came down, the Midas that came down Begashmis, should be elevated in the level of Kedusha? That's the level of Menorah. Achoteiros in Yinalohas ha'asis. Shem machshava dibur ha'maisa levusha midas, which are the level of daimon. Meaning like this: Keteiros, incense, was made from inanimate objects. Basically, yeah, it originated maybe from plants, but the bottom line, it became powder, became inanimate object. So he says the Keteiros is elevation of machshava dibur ha'maisa. So the Rebbe says like this: the Avodah of the Menorah is the 7 midas. Keteiros, which is reach, smell, represents machshava dibur ha'maisa, like the levushim. The Ace is the Kedusha called Chemes Basiyeh. It's called the wall of Basiyeh. What do you mean? Chemes Shalavonim. Like it says, it's a wall of stone. Meaning, Shtei Avonim Bein Shtei Batim. Like it says in the Sfarim, that 2 letters built 2 houses. 3 letters built 6 houses. Meaning, the explanation is very simple. You have 2 letters, Aleph Beis, you can make 2 words. Aleph Beis, Beis Aleph. If you have 3 letters, you can make 6 words, and so on, according to the mathematical thing. So he says, the letters of Kedusha are called Chemes Basiyeh, which is the level of letters. The wall is made out of stone, which are letters. And therefore, Machshava Dibur ha'maisa represents the concept of letters. Or Kameshra calls it, Mokamacha Pasuk. God, the Lavayu Mula Ma'ed Bir Alekenu. The Pasuk says, until him Hashem is great and praiseworthy, Be'ir Alekenu, in the city of El Hashem. So the Medrash says, in Mos and Nikra Gadol, when is Hashem called big? Shul Be'ir Alekenu. What does Ir Alekenu mean? The city of Elokim, which refers to creation. Why does it refer to Ir Alekenu? So that's what the Rebbe is explaining over here. What's a city? A city is composed of many neighborhoods, which is composed of many blocks, which is composed of many houses, which is composed of many bricks, and so on and so forth. Second column, that fell under the jurisdiction of Klippas Sidra Achra, Ein Lahem Aliyah De'am Shachar Tzar LaChochma. It says like this: what's the whole purpose? Things that fell into evil, it has to be elevated. So the Rebbe explained before like this: Midas have to be elevated through Chochma. Machshava Dibur Amaisa cannot be elevated through Chochma. He says, why? Which are the level of Ruchnis. But the Gashmis is the physical letters. Ein Lahem Aliyah Kimei De Akteris. Shama Samamoni Akteris. Ehoyu Midvarim Shem Bam Tam Klau. Ve'enam Min Meichel Klau. The Alter Rebbe says like this: the potato spices had no taste. None of them had any taste. It was only smell. That means smell. The Gemara says it's Avashan Neshama Nanabay. The Neshama benefits from it. So the Neshama is a level of Ruchnius. Right? So it's Ruchnius.
Levushim cannot be elevated by Chochma?
No. 1 second. The level of Daimon. Therefore, and therefore, when you burn them, it becomes a level of Reach, which is that revives the soul, meaning, through the level of smell, the level of Havaya, Yud B'Chochma, into not only Seichel and Midas, Dafki into Machshava Dibur Amaisa. So the Alter Rebbe says like this: the Aveda Menorah on a personal level, and in the Beis Hamikdash was the level of the refining of the 7 Midas. The Keteiris Aveda was the level of elevating Machshava Dibur Amaisa. Yeah, B'nei Kol Zayim Beis Hamikdash Shayu Makrivim Korbanos. So this physically took place where? Well, it's really blowing somewhere. It took place in the Beis Hamikdash when they had the physical things. But now now it's davening. In other words, davening is the menorah, davening is the keteiras, davening is the mizbeach, davening is everything, because the korbanos are instead of davening is instead of korbanos. So he says like this: in the Seder Marocha, in Abayis, Seder Marocha that we say every day. The dam of the Talmud, meaning sprinkling the blood of the carbon Talmud, was before cleaning the 2 lights. The blood of the carbon Pesach was before the Nedis, so therefore, those levels, he's going to explain what it means in Aveda. But he says there was an order. First was Damatamid of the carbon, then there was cleaning the Nedis, then the Nedis was the Keteiris, then the Keteiris was the Ivarim, burning the limbs of the animal on the Mizbeach. So he says, what is this Aveda in Tefillah? So you have basically like this: you have the dam, you have the cleaning, you have the burning the karbanos, you have the Keteiris. How does it work in davening? So he says like this: what's the primary Aveda of Krishma Tefillah? Limsa nafshei be'krishma. Okay? Basically, what's the whole Aveda of Krishma? Mesiras Nefesh. What's the inyan of Mesiras Nefesh? Giving up your will to Hashem. He said, V'yene yesh beis b'mesiras nefesh limsa nafshi bi'achad. There's 2. 1 is when you say echad, you're ready for Mesiras Nefesh. B'chol nafshecha afil neitos nafshecha. So it doesn't look at it like this. B'chol levavcha is even if they kill you. Afil neitos nafshecha, right? And before that, there's the Mesiras Nefesh of Krishma Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. That a Jew is ready to give up his life for Hashem Echad. So he says, What is the two Mesidas Nefesh? There's a Mesidas Nefesh of Echad, and there's a Mesidas Nefesh of B'chol Levavcha. Right? What's the double Mesidas Nefesh mean? So he says, Mesidas Nefesh Be'echad, Koyal Nefesh Olikis, which is the level of Bittul Mamish, like it says, Chaya Shem Hashem Aduti Lefanav. He said, one Mesidas Nefesh is of the Nefesh Olikis, and one Mesidas Nefesh is the Nefesh Habamas. In other words, the Nefesh Olikis needs Mesidas Nefesh, and the Nefesh Habamas needs Mesidas Nefesh. What does this mean? So he says like this, the Neshama itself is Bittul, Chaya Hashem Hashem Aduti Lefanav, Amida is Bittul, Ba'arin Tabaruch Hu Mamish, that's the level of Amida's Bittul. B'chin is B'chol Nafshecha, what does that mean? Shegam B'chin is Nefesh Habamis, should also be the level of Skafiv, it's Sitracha. Shemesidas Nefesh Zu Eina Be'echad. He's not in the word of Echad, that's only Baruch Shem Kved Malchus Leilavad. Okay, now the Alter Rebbe is going to explain it. But what the Alter Rebbe is saying is like this. There's Mesidas Nefesh of the Nefesh Olikis. By the way, even before he goes further, it's very easy to understand. The Alter Rebbe explains in Perek Vav of Tanya that the whole accomplishment of Chassidus is not only to change our bad midas, but even change the good midas. That means even the good midas of the Nefesh Olikis, right? The Nefesh Olikis have midas. Seichel, midas, machshava, dibur, ma'isa, all that. But there's the nature of the Nefesh Olikis. Yeah, it does good. It learns 100 hours a day and it does all the mitzvahs and it does everything. It's a good Jew. But what's Mesidas Nefesh? Within good, doing more good. The Mesidas Nefesh of the Nefesh Habamis is the bad that becomes good. It's a whole different Mesidas Nefesh. Mesidas Nefesh of Echad, like when in Yechudi law, there's no world, there's only Elokus. So that's no connection to Nefesh Habamis. Nefesh Habamis means there's a world. There's a Nefesh Habamis that has worldly desires. That doesn't exist in Echad. That exists in the Baruch Shem Kved Malchus Leilam Vod. So now he says like this. The Inyan is like this. Kihine Naidash, Chin is Mamala Kolam, Seviv Kolalmin, Hakol Nikra, Bechin Shmi Bilvad. Mamala and Seviv are only called the name of Hashem, not the essence of Hashem, is the revelation of Hashem. Kamay Melech Meshubachim Fire, Adayad Shmei Hagodel, Adei Ad. What does it mean, Adei Ad? Kol Aliyah Shemei Elam Ad Elam. Be'ilu Yachi the elevation of the world. Olam Abba, Ganed, the Mesa Mashiach, Tchisa Mason. Vegama, the Vali, bit of Avis Elam is Vechos explaining Zoyar. Right? There's an infinite amount of worlds. Mina Elam Ad Elam means there's infinite amount of worlds to worlds. Ube'emes Yeshar Be'yesir Adin Kesik says Ugdud of ein Mispod. There's infinite amount of legions, troops. Ugdud of ein Malachim Shem Bechinis Chitzaini Yisraelim. And that infinite, the Gemara says in Chagiga that there's infinite amount of angels, right? There's 1,000, 10,000, 10,000 is the amount of one group of angels. How many groups are there? Infinite. So Malachim has infinite Malachim, and that's only the external level of the world. Meaning the ultimate kavan is not angels. It's only, in order for everything to happen, you need angels. Mikoshkin Nishamis, Shem Pnimis, Elimis. Angel Bechina Shmei Shem Kved Malchusei is only the level of Shem, meaning the Hebrew word Shem, not the English word Shem. Shem means name, which is not the essence of the person, the way the person is being identified with others, or the way Hashem is being identified with world. That's the concept of name, of Shem. Commercial is Pashtus HaMelech b'Medina. Like the way the king runs the country, Shirak Shmei Henach B'chol Medinas Malchusei. Only the name of the king runs the country, V'lei Atzmusei Mahusei, not the essence of the king. The king is in the palace. Nobody sees him, hears him. The only thing they know about him is the way his name dictates the country. Kach Kaviyochol is Pashtus HaChayis Anim Shchomer Entzal Baruch Lahachis Kol HaBruyim V'nefesh Kol Choy. The same thing, this, that Hashem gives existence to the world. He runs the country, the world, and his pashtus v'amshachazu, rak, b'chin Shem, which is only a ziv, a heart of his pashtus bulvad, and is called earth himself. So he says, Seviv and Mamala which are both dealing with the world, is only Shem Kved Malchusim. Ava Atzbus Ein Tel Baruch Hu Mamish, Huram V'Nisa Ki Ani Avai Eloi Shenisi Ksiv. Hashem says, I don't change it all. Ve'ein Arech Elav Yisbarech Afilu Ke'erech Tipa Ma'ayim Miyam Ukanus. Like even like one drop of water compared to the Ukanayis, which is basically the ocean system of the world all put together. That's all the level of shame. Unlike Echad, which is the bittul to the essence, Echad really is Yachid. Right? But Baruch Shem Kvei Malchus HaMamad, there's already Shem and Kvei and Malchus and Elam, yeah. What?
What's the differentiating between the Malachim and the Neshama?
No, he says that there's infinite amount of worlds. Because even Malachim, which are only, have infinite amounts. So how much also by Neshamas, which are, Pneumius, is for sure, there's an unlimited amount of Bli Gvul. So that's called world. That's called worlds. Malachim are basically in Yetzirah. Certain the top guys are in Bria, the guys that make more money, the malachim that make more money are in Bria. The other peasant angels are in Yetzirah, basically. Now, so when the Gemara says there's infinite amount of malachim, what world are we talking about? Either Bria or Yetzirah, right? But that's all elements. It's the four elements. It's not the essence of Hashem. This is the way Hashem is already coming into the world.
He wants us to have great essence of Hashem.
Yeah. Being a neshama v'nefesh sholakis, machmashi pchinis, ha'elamis is the pnimius, is the ultimate purpose of world. He betel v'nechlelas b'yichud ayin baruch legabi arin sof mamish, machmash shera meir alel arin sof. So therefore, the neshama though is one with the essence of Hashem, right? The cheluk alakam imal, umeskeles and mizbeinenes, and it has chacham and bina in the level of Rebbe Musi is baruch. The way everything is nothing to Hashem ani avayla shenisi. He said, "Avo b'shtalshes." We read this in Madregas and Sefer Madregas Tachtein Nefesh Habamis, which comes into the guf. In a gashmi u'masach mavdol u'mafil yichud aliyun machmishin ein shenir leini basar leyash v'davar nif. The Alter Rebbe is saying very simple. The neshama is bottled to the essence of Elokus. The Nefesh Habamis, though, which is not bottled to the essence of Elokus, which already deals with Seichel and Midas of world, the Machshava Dibur Amais of world, and all that. That's the level of the way Elokus comes into the Yesh, into the existence of the world. And he says, what is this?
Totally lost. I don't know what he wants to say the past 10 lines.
What Alter Rebbe is explaining, that there's two levels of Mesiras Nefesh. There's Mesiras Nefesh of the Nefesh Elokis, and the Mesiras Nefesh of Nefesh Habamis. So the Alter Rebbe didn't say yet what it is, but he just explains. The Nefesh Habamis, the whole concept of creation is all the name of Hashem. That's the way Elokus comes into the world. The Neshama itself is completely bottled to Hashem, right? So based on that, we need to understand, if the Neshama is bottled to Hashem, what is the Mesiras Nefesh of the Neshama? But he's not going, he didn't say that yet. But the Nefesh Habamis is already the level of Elokus that comes into the world. There's a creation of world. Right? The Nefesh Habamis feels there's a world. It's not bottled to Hashem. Right? That's
not by nature.
By nature. He's talking about by nature. So the Havayid of the Mesiras Nefesh of the Nefesh Habamis is to become one with Hashem. But the Nefesh Habamis itself is not bottled to Hashem. The Havayid is to make it bottled. That Havayid making bittul of the Nefesh Habamis, that's called Mesiras Nefesh of the Nefesh Habamis. But the Nefesh Elokis is already bottled. So he's going to explain what's the Mesiras Nefesh of Nefesh Elokis. But one thing we know for sure, in Krishna Hashem Echad is one bittul of Mesiras Nefesh, of the Nefesh Elokis. B'chol levavcha b'shnei yitzerecha is the level of Mesiras Nefesh of the Nefesh Habamis, right? So the Alter Rebbe is explaining what the Mesiras Nefesh is of the Nefesh Elokis, which he didn't explain yet, by the way, and what the Mesiras Nefesh of Nefesh Habamis. So first Alter Rebbe explains that the Neshama That comes from the essence of Hashem. The nefesh habamis comes from the level of Elokus, which is already in the world. So he said, "Aval b'shtalshus yiridas hamadregas, at sofa madregas tachtonis of nefesh habamis, which is in the guf, in a gashmi u'mosach mavdol. God, the nefesh habamis is comes into gashmis, right? So that level is mosach mavdol u'mafid ha'yichon elyon, that separates, it blocks the yichud of Hashem. Machma shenir aleini basar leyesh v'davar nifrad, because physically the world looks like a separate entity, and that's what the nefesh habamis is into. Mikol makom, nevertheless, that's by nature. In other words, by nature is the nefesh ulekis is bittul, nefesh habamis is not bittul. So what does Hashem do? Hashem takes the nefesh ulekis, brings it down into the nefesh habamis and guf, and as we know, shelo yarde b'shvil atzma, the nefesh ulekis does not come into the world to be refined by itself. She'gam kedim yidasei b'chinas asher amadati. It's already the level of bittul, like it says in Tanya and all over the place. The neshama is coming into the guf and nefesh habamis is not to refine the neshama. The neshama is a chiluk elokam imau. El hayirida yitzarech aliyah. Nefesh habamis is to elevate the nefesh habamis lahoyer lo ha'adim miyichud elyon baruch hu, to illuminate to the nefesh habamis, right? This level of kedusha shetuchol gam hi lalis v'lechol bring to baruch hu. And this order into the nefesh habamis is the level of baruch shem kver malchus le'elvod, which is called known as yichud tato.
I mean,
The Aveda of the neshama coming in, the Aveda of the neshama coming into the body, like he says, is not for the neshama itself, because the neshama is bittul.
Yeah, but the neshama can go higher still.
That's not the purpose of his descent. By coming down and the neshama accomplishing with the nefesh habamis, it elevates itself. But the purpose of the neshama is not to be refined. The neshama is refined already. It could go up to a higher level of kedusha, because kedusha is infinite.
when you say that it comes from the essence of Hashem, you're not referring to later on when it comes from Atzilus, it comes from Asiyah.
Neshama is chelek elokah mimal mamash.
That's not the essence. But
It is the essence. Every neshama yechidah shebenefesh of every single Jew is the same.
But you have some neshamas that come from Asiyah and some neshamas
That's
from
in the gilui of the neshama, not the yechidah
We still
shebenefesh.
call that neshama.
Yeah, but there's what comes into the body, nefesh, ruach, neshama.
All of it.
No, nefesh, ruach, and neshama is in
Which
the
is not
body.
the essence of the neshama.
Correct.
So
That's the way the neshama now becomes affected by the body. But in
Or
that
it-
neshama is still yechidah.
Sure.
That yechidah is not directly affecting the body.
I'm sure other places.
On Yom Kippur it is.
I'm sure other places in Chassidus says that when neshama comes to get elevated as well.
No,
Itself.
nowhere does it
No.
say that. The neshama comes into the body to refine the nefesh habamis. Through that, the neshama becomes
It's
elevated.
never. It never has the purpose of being elevated.
That's
itself.
not why the neshama comes into the body.
You read it Tzorach Aliyah.
Yeah, but here he says the Yirida Tzorach Aliyah to elevate the aliyah of the nefesh habamis. Even when other places it says that the neshama comes down and through that it has an aliyah, is not the purpose of the
By
neshama.
default, it's just a fringe benefit.
It's fringe benefit.
Yeshida doesn't come down all the way down. It's all
It
there.
does it ever? When there's Musaf, there's Chayim. When there's Yom Kippur, it's Yechidah.
What's the purpose they give?
It's a very big finish.
It's not a big chiddush. It's all over the
Very
place.
big finish.